Welcome to Miss Martin Muses and another edition of Catholicsplaining. Prepare yourself, you are about to be Catholicsplained. Yes, this is a video premiere pressure, so thank you all of you that will be watching while it is live and also in the replay. Please let me know what you think. And as always, like, share, and subscribe early and often. But let's jump into this. The 12 days of Christmas. First of all, let me just say Merry Christmas, because yay, we're still in Christmas. All right. There's a reason why the song is called the 12 Days of Christmas. The origin of all of that, some of the urban legends, I'm not going to talk about today. But the 12 Days of Christmas, that is definitely a thing. The 25th, the Nativity of the Lord, the Solemnity of the Nativity of the Lord, is the first day of Christmas, the 25th. And the 12th day of Christmas is actually today, which is the night before Epiphany. Some people number them slightly differently. Some people will say St. Stephen's Day, the day after the first day of Christmas, is actually the first day of Christmas. And the last day of Christmas is the date of Epiphany, January 6th. Either way, it is still the 12 days of Christmas. Now, let's go ahead and share some of my slide. Here we go. One way that makes it easier to think of is to think of it like Christmas tide, Christmas season. It is actually 40 days. We like 40 days in the church. We have 40 days of Christmas. We have 40 days of Lent. We have 40 days of Easter. Yes, by the way, Easter is more than one Sunday. I'll tell you what, and if you celebrate it like this, it makes life so much more fun. If you properly celebrate Advent, please see my Catholicsplaining Advent. The 4 weeks before Christmas is even better. 4 weeks of preparing, maybe doing some small penances, kind of getting ready for the second coming of the Lord, and then boom, you party like it's 1999. So starts on December 25th and ends with February 2nd. Though proper, again, is the 12 days of Christmas and ending with the following week, the baptism of the Lord in the ordinary form calendar, which we are not going to get into today. So let's jump into it. We have, first of all, the octave of Christmas, which is 8 days of rejoicing. Woo! So the first week is even better than the 12 days of Christmas. So it's called the octave of Christmas, and when you look at the liturgy of the hours, it will follow thus. So let's look at the octave of Christmas. Oct meaning 8. First day, the Solemnity of the Nativity of the Lord. And a lot of people stop there. It's like, but don't. It's so much fun. So obviously, what is it? It's the night Jesus was born. Was it on December 25th? No, it wasn't. But that's when we celebrate it because of reasons, all right? This isn't necessarily a history lesson. Just keep that in mind. So the first day, away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the shepherds come, all that good stuff. The second day of Christmas, December 26th, is St. Stephen's Day. St. Stephen was the first Christian martyr. So it's appropriate that, God came into the Word was made flesh, dwelt among us, and then we celebrate the guy who was martyred first for him, St. Stephen's Day. Called Boxing Day in England, Ireland, I remember that. A bit of a different custom, but definitely it is St. Stephen's Day. So we have the Nativity of the Lord and St. Stephen's Day. The third day of Christmas, St. John the Evangelist. Yay! So celebrate St. John the Evangelist and the Gospel according to John, December 27th. Next, the fourth day of Christmas, December 28th, the Holy Innocents. These were the ones that were the victims of King Herod because he was trying to find who this Messiah was and ordered all children under the ages of 2 to, become murdered, and they are called the Holy Innocents. So we celebrate them and remember them on December the 28th. The fifth day of Christmas, December 29th. This falls on the calendar. St. Thomas Becket. Not necessarily a significance along with Christmas, but this is his feast day. St. Thomas Becket was the bishop who was murdered in the cathedral, which was really kind of brave, especially if you believed in all this stuff and you went and killed a bishop. Not okay. Not okay at all. He was martyred. This was under the reign of Henry II and St. Thomas Becket. The sixth day of Christmas, December the 30th, the sixth day in the octave of Christmas. So there's not necessarily something else on the calendar of that day, but yay, we're still celebrating Christmas. So the readings, the songs, the hymns, the liturgy of the hours will be Christmassy, as will all the others. The seventh day of Christmas, December 31st, New Year's Eve, St. Sylvester. Again, the dude just falls on that day, and so that is his celebration. The eighth day of Christmas, January 1st, Solemnity of Mary, the Mother of God. And the reason why I put OF, that stands for ordinary form, in the Latin Rite, there are different calendars that are followed. The Latin Rite is the largest rite in the Catholic Church. Later, I will be doing a Catholicsplaining on Know Your Rights. But we think about the Latin Rite, especially here in the West, because it is the one that is most common in the West. And the popes have tended to be from the Latin Rite in modern times. So the ordinary form, it is a solemnity of Mary, the Mother of God. It is a holy day of obligation. So yes, you go to Mass. New Year's Day, hey, what a good way to start. And in the extraordinary form calendar of the Latin Rite, it is the Feast of the Circumcision of the Lord. A very important day because, of course, that's when Jesus is, taking his place and being dedicated to the Lord and being circumcised. He did everything Jewish in his life. He had Jewish parents, Mary, his mother, and Joseph, his foster father, the guardian of the Redeemer, and was obedient in all things. That's another part of the whole Christmas tide, is that we are going into the infancy narratives of Jesus, the hidden years of Jesus. In the church, we like to imitate Jesus to the fullest extent that we can, and we walk through his life every year throughout the liturgical seasons. It also helps kind of keep you honest and keeping you from maybe focusing a little too much on one part of the Gospels and not the others. The church forces you to read all of it and to focus on all of it, not just find your personal preferences. Not that there's anything wrong with doing that, because we all have personal devotions, but in general, everything must be complete. All right, so that's January 1st. So yes, you need to go to Mass. I try to go to Mass on the anticipation, the evening before, the 31st, because I'm lazy and want to sleep in. The 9th day of Christmas, January 2nd, happens to be the feast of St. Basil the Great. Woo! And Gregory, I'm probably going to mispronounce his name. So yay. Love these guys. Happen to be on the calendar. Everything, though, will be Christmassy. Going to church, still got the Christmas trees, Christmas music, all of that jazz. The 10th day of Christmas, January 3rd, Feast of the Holy Name of Jesus. Jesus' name is holy. That's why we don't take the Lord's name in vain. And you actually kind of bow your head every time Jesus' name is said, slightly, kind of going from the scriptures where St. Paul, I believe it was from one of his epistles, where he talks about at the name of Jesus, every knee shall bend. Now, obviously, we can't all bend our knees every time the name of Jesus is said, so we just slightly bow our heads. But Feast of the Holy Name of Jesus. The 11th day of Christmas, January 4th, the Feast of St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. She was the first native-born American Catholic saint. She was significant in the founding of the American parochial school system. She was a daughter of Charity, I believe, and they took their habit from her widow's clothes. She was a widow, and when her husband died, she was in Italy and wore the traditional Italian widow's clothing. So at first, Yes, you would see them using that in their habit. But yes, St. Elizabeth Ann Seton had 5 children. What a gal. The 12th day of Christmas, January 5th, that's today. It is on the calendar, the feast of St. John Neumann, also an American Catholic saint, but he was not native born. We like to give first to everyone. So St. Elizabeth Ann Seton was the first native born one, sometimes called the 12th night or Epiphany Eve. And then, yay, tomorrow is January 6th, the Solemnity of the Epiphany. This is where things can get a little bit complicated because today, in the ordinary form, in most places, you will find this celebrated today on the Sunday. Bishops are allowed to commute it in certain countries to the nearest Sunday. I happen to be one of those that thinks, oh, come on, people, y'all lazy. Do it on January 6th. Adds to another holy day of obligation, but you know what? If you believe this, come on, go. It takes 30 minutes. And if there's music, an hour, just like every other Sunday. Really a beautiful, beautiful liturgy. So once that's all done, that's the end of the 12 days of Christmas. Traditionally, customarily, people will keep their trees up and get rid of them after Epiphany, but hey, you can keep it up. Keep it up for a whole other month. In church, though, you will see the Christmas trees still up for at least another week until the baptism of the Lord, which technically kind of ends the youth stories of Jesus as well as his missing years. So let's look at what's going on after the 12th day of Christmas up to these feasts. So January 7th, we had the Feast of St. Raymond and Pennifor. January 8th through 12th, called Christmas weekdays. Just yay, we still got Christmas. January 9th, the Feast of the Baptism of the Lord, is the real big end of Christmas in the ordinary form. In the extraordinary form, sometimes called Candlemas, is the official end of the Christmas season. However, like all things, we remember the original traditional celebration of it. But if you go to an ordinary form, you probably will not see much after the Feast of the Baptism of the Lord and Candlemas, the presentation of the child Jesus. Yay, we love it. So there it is. Those are 12 days of Christmas and Christmastide. Let me know in the chat what I got wrong, what I got right, what I got wrong, or what I may have left out. If there's something you would like to add, maybe next year, if you haven't already, try to celebrate Christmas this way. It'll help you get over some of the burnout, in my humble opinion, from the culture where Christmas stuff starts right after Halloween, which is insane, like 2 months before Christmas even starts. And then after the first day, it's all gone. It's like, no, it's not gone. Party, come on. Party, celebrate, eat the cookies. You don't fast. Friday, no abstinence. Go for it. Enjoy it. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great day. And be certain to celebrate and love this time of year.